I built a 99% accurate home golf simulator right here inside my living room, so let's go check it out. Alright, first off, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Quick little crash course about myself. My name is Sandro. I'm a husband, dad, one handicap golfer. So what I was trying to accomplish with this golf simulator right here was just to make golf more accessible. I don't get to play as much as I used to, so getting out on the golf course is not always realistic. So after about 6 months of trial and error, this right here is what I came up with. To me, the most important aspects about this golf simulator were that it were accurate, it plays realistic, and at the end of the day, it has to look good so I could get the wife's approval because this is in a main space in my home. So today, I'm going to save you months of research, tons of trial and error as I go through every single component of this golf simulator with a full breakdown of costs, all the considerations. So please stick around, you guys, because there's going to be a ton of value in this video. So before I break everything down, let me show you what a home golf simulator can look like. All of this right here is the first thing you see when you walk into my house. We've got a small seating area in the back of the room, perfect for entertaining company and having spectators. Bar cabinet that doubles as a table for my gaming laptop and some of my golfing essentials, as well as the very necessary beverage cooler right alongside. Right here, we've got the very important impact screen built to withstand high-speed golf balls, but also to project the beautiful image coming off of this 5200 lumen projector that, yes, is still within our budget. And it makes it perfect for a space like this that still has moderate ambient light. We've got our flooring that can typically cost thousands of dollars, but I'm going to show you how I got it done for hundreds while still prioritizing the quality pieces. And our projector is hooked up to a powerful gaming laptop capable of running 4K, streaming, and recording while running the most impressive golf simulation software, GSPro. Now all that's left is for me, the golfer, to hit a shot into this impact screen. The data is picked up by my launch monitor sitting behind the ball. It wirelessly sends the data to the computer and projects the shot onto the screen, giving you the immersive feel of playing golf indoors. Alright guys, so here it is. This is the Rapo MLM2 Pro launch monitor. And this is the heart of the entire golf simulator right here. This device retails for $699. It's a portable launch monitor. You can take it with you outside. It's got an incredible app that's constantly receiving updates, a really great community, and so this thing is constantly improving. It didn't have the greatest launch a year ago, but right now the price is still low. It comes with a year of their premium subscription no matter where you buy it, and that gives you access to a ton of data as well as being able to use third-party apps such as GSPro. This thing has been compared to a GC3, TrackMan, and all the best, most accurate launch monitors, and the data is all within 1% of accuracy. So to me, that is the most important aspect, because as a low handicap golfer, you want what you feel to match what you see on the screen. This comes with an impact camera, so if you don't want to set it up to the GSPro software every time, you can use the Rapo app, and you can see a 240 frames per second slow-mo of making contact with the ball. And that's fantastic for game improvement. There's speed training, target range, driving range, and over 30,000 simulated courses all on the app. So you technically don't even need GSPro, but if you want to make it the best experience possible, I highly recommend it. The only thing you need to consider with this unit is how much space you need to effectively use it. You need at least 8 feet from the screen to the ball, which is exactly how much space I've set it up at. And then you need at least 6.5 feet of space behind the ball to the unit, for a total of 14.5 feet at minimum. Now, if you don't have that much space, you're going to have to go with a more expensive launch monitor that sits right next to the ball. But if you do have 14.5 feet from unit to impact screen, this is going to be a fantastic, accurate option for you. All right, so let's talk about the Enclosure. If you want the full golf simulator experience, you're going to need an impact screen, something you can project onto and actually hit golf balls into. Yes, you can set it up with just a net initially, which as you can see, I do have a net behind my impact screen. Now, there are so many different price ranges for impact screens based on the size and the material and the quality of the screen overall. Retailers like Carl's Place can sell you a full enclosure, and that's the really pretty black sides and black top with the screen built in. Everything just works. It's going to be hassle-free. That's going to cost you $1,000 to $2,000 depending on the size and all the materials that you choose. If your space allows it like mine, I would highly recommend building your screen into your wall. As you can see, I have a net set up all the way around the outside, and it's hooked up with hook eyes that are anchored into the wall, and I attached it to my walls and ceiling all the way around. So when it comes time to hang your screen, all you need are some of these hook eyes, anchors to get them into the drywall, and I highly recommend getting a package or two of these bungee balls because inevitably they do wear down over time and sometimes snap, but they are very strong for the most part, and the elasticity in them helps to preserve the quality of your screen and keep it working for a long time. I know a lot of people might not like the idea of making holes in the wall, but I'm telling you guys, really small drywall holes are about the easiest thing to repair, and at the end of the day, saving yourself $1,000 or more might be a fair trade-off for making a few holes in the wall. So this impact screen right here is by Akeek, and it's not going to be the highest quality impact screen, meaning that it's going to cost significantly less than some of the premium screens you can get at places like Carl's Place. This screen will still stop a golf ball. The only difference is a budget screen like this weighs less. When you hit a golf ball into it, it's going to ripple a little bit more. It might make a little bit more noise, but at the end of the day, I've already hit thousands of golf balls into this thing, and the quality of it still looks exactly the same as when I got it, and it still displays a 1920 by 1080p resolution very well. It looks clear and crisp on here. Now this screen right here is only 6.5 feet tall by about 8 feet wide. So if your screen is not particularly wide and you're worried about shanking balls into the right side if you're a right-handed golfer, you might want to come up with some kind of a shank wall like me. So go ahead and laugh at me, guys, but I built this shank wall in the cheapest way that I absolutely could think of possible. And so what this actually is first and foremost a layer of cardboard. Yes, I know, it's attached at the top of the wall here, and then these are some foam soundproof panels. I went as cheap as possible, and then I bought a cheap curtain rod and hung the cheapest pair of curtains that I could find over top. But this 100% effectively stops any golf ball. There's no damage behind here, and it got the wife's approval for wow. And it got the wife's approval for how it looks in the main space in our house. So that's a win for me. Now, depending on your skill level as a golfer, having a super budget enclosure option like this might make you a little wary, but I'm telling you guys, you can make a couple tweaks here and there and come up with an enclosure that you feel good about. But I've seen all sorts of other creative ideas that cost so much less than spending $1,000, $2,000 on an enclosure. Onto the flooring, guys, and this right here is easily where I've saved the most amount of money. Golf simulator flooring can cost $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, depending on the materials, the height, and how big you actually want it. But when it comes to the flooring, you guys, the only thing that actually matters is your hitting strips. So I'm really excited to share just how cheap we actually got this. When it comes to the whole basis of the flooring, these are actually EVA foam puzzle style gym mats. Now I'll link these in the description, but basically that's what's underneath here, okay? And they're not extremely thick, but they're just enough padding to raise things up just a little bit. Now on top of that, this dark green around the entire flooring is the cheapest turf carpet that Lowe's sells, and it's 85 cents a square foot. So for this 9x12 area, we've got the basis of this covered for not much at all. A lot of people like to go with GSPro Soft or Country Club Elite, and those mats can cost you $500 or more depending on how big you get. My recommendation, go with one of these cheap stance mats that you can get on Amazon or somewhere else, and I'll link the exact one that I got here. And this is just a basic mat. You can hit off of it, but you'll ruin the surface after a few months and you'll end up wanting to replace it anyways. But get one of these mats right here and then get yourself a quality hitting strip. Now, I haven't seen this company be talked about too much here, but this is actually by USA Turf Pros right here, and this is a commercial grade hitting strip right here. I think they just use remnants from some of their T-line mats, because you can buy bigger and more expensive mats by them, but this 1x2 piece here cost me less than $18 actually. And this mat has some of the thickest fibers. They have other options that are even thicker as well, but this one right here fit for me perfectly. So it's got a really durable layer of foam at the bottom here that keeps it weighted down. But then these fibers right here, see, I can actually dig my finger right into there. I can hit down into this and actually simulate taking a very small divot. Now, being that it's sitting on top of some other gym mats as well, gives it an even softer feel. But this right here is what's going to make it feel like you're actually coming in contact with grass rather than just having your club bounce on some cheap turf. Okay? When you hit behind the ball on this, you can actually tell immediately that you've hit it heavy, and it'll actually cost you some yards. So this right here was the cheapest way that I could get a quality hitting strip. And by the way, this is holding up incredibly well as well. I've had this almost the entire time I've had my golf simulator, thousands and thousands of golf balls on it, and it looks almost brand new. It might barely be starting to wear on the surface here, but this thing is incredible and lasting versus some other hitting strips that are going to cost you $85, $100 or more. I don't see why there should be any reason to go with anything more expensive than this one right here. I'm really happy with this find right here. So as you can tell, I've saved an absolute ton of money by doing the flooring this way. It still looks great, but the most important part is going to be that hitting strip. And we've easily achieved a quality hitting strip, and we're keeping it under 500 bucks. Now, I know I've said this about every other component, but the projector is such a major component. Looking up after you've hit a golf ball and being able to see on your screen some vibrant, crisp colors in HD is so crucial to getting that immersive feel in your golf simulator. Now, right now, I've got all the lights on in here. I've got a light coming in from this window. I've got light coming in from this back room over here, and I can see this projector clear as day. This is a 5200 lumen Epson Pro G6550 WU projector right here. This is a massive classroom style projector. This thing is great for home cinema, but also works really well for gaming just because of how bright it is. 5200 lumens typically is going to cost you over $2,000. Now, this projector right here, I think is 13 years old from release, but I got this on eBay for $369. Plus tax brought it up to exactly $400, but that was a fantastic steal. I hate to give away my secret just in case this does blow up, but I found this on Reddit looking through the budget projectors subreddit. These guys are incredible. They ask me every single question. What am I trying to achieve in this room? They asked me for pictures of lighting, they asked me for measurements, and they found me a projector that I could fit right in this exact spot and be able to project right here, slightly offset. There's so much that goes into picking a projector that I highly recommend getting someone who knows what they're doing, or go to projectorcentral.com and you can put all the specs in and find exactly what you need. So it definitely takes a little bit of work, but if you look on eBay, guys, you can find a fantastic deal. And instead of spending $1,000, $2,000 or more for something really good, I got this one right here for 400 bucks. It's working like a champ, and I couldn't imagine getting anything similar to this for 400 bucks otherwise. The last couple of necessary components here, obviously the GSPro software, and this is $250 a year. Absolutely worth it. You won't find anything like it. E6, outdated and overpriced. The Golf Club 2019, another option which is officially supported by the Rapsodo launch monitor that we're using, is another great option, but it costs like 3 times as much per year for that software right there. It doesn't have the same level of physics, the same algorithms, and the same number of courses either. There are over 1,000 publicly released courses on this now. They are incredible. I've played so many of them now, and they're so much fun. You can play online, so this software right here is a must-have and a major component of this golf simulator that I've set up right here. Now, lastly, to run GSPro, you do need some certain system requirements. Now, you do need a dedicated graphics card, so you are going to be looking at gaming computers. Bonus points if you already have a gaming laptop or gaming computer, because you won't have to buy another one, and this does have very forgiving minimum specs. A GTX 1070 graphics card is pretty old, and there's a lot of comparable ones that don't cost very much. 16 gigabytes memory of RAM, a stable internet connection, and that's for 1080p HD If you want to get it up to full 4K, they do recommend an RTX 3080, which is a pretty demanding and expensive graphic card. But I will say, guys, the way I run this is not quite 4K, but it is on Ultra, and this thing cost me $1,300. You can definitely get it for less now, but if you get anything in the $800 to $1,000 range, you can have a fantastic experience with GSPro. Now, mine costs a little bit more, but I also stream and I also record all my gameplay so I can make content out of it. So I need something that's a little bit better. But if you want to run this on very high settings or even some courses on Ultra, any laptop or gaming computer in the $1,000 range is going to work really well for you. Now, one thing people don't know is that since the MLM2 Pro launch monitor doesn't actually natively support putting, you can actually use a webcam like this one right here. This is the Razer Kiyo, and it is the most budget option I've found that runs at 60 FPS for accurate webcam putting. I can set this up right here, put a ball down right here, and I can play a full 18-hole round of golf and actually hole every single putt. This works really well, and you can calibrate it and get it exactly the way you want. I've got it rolling perfectly just the way I want, and it really adds to the immersive feel. So this is one of the many ways I use the simulator. This is a course you might know very well. This is the Island Green number 17 at a very famous course. And so I can come out here and I can hit this tee shot over and over again until I feel confident in it. I can move the ball to any part of the course. I can practice a chip, I can practice an approach shot, or I can just try and make a hole-in-one like I'm trying to do here. But before I had this, you guys, I was not as in tune with my swing as I am now. The fact that I can hit balls every single day without leaving my home has absolutely helped me improve my golf game, guys. I mean, I can fire at this pin right here confidently. Whereas there is no way I would be doing that. Prior to having this golf simulator, guys, there's no way that I would be able to hit a shot like that because I just wasn't able to play as much golf as I wanted to, like I said before. See if I can get really close. That's what it felt like. I'm telling you guys, this will absolutely improve your game. You'll have fun. There's so many different ways to use it. You can have people over or just use it for personal game improvement. Alright, you guys, so that is it for the entire build. Our total comes out to $3,270 if you want to do it the exact way that I did. Now, like I said, you guys, you can definitely get this down to something closer to like $3,000 if you want to get a slightly cheaper gaming laptop, which is definitely possible. Hopefully you were able to take something good from this video because this entire process started almost a year ago now, and I put a lot of research and work into this build overall. This is what's working best for me, and I didn't even show you all the dumb mistakes that I wasted money on in the beginning. So if any of these ideas helped you, please shop my links in the description. It's the easiest way you can support my work as a creator, and I want to continue bringing you guys useful videos just like this. Now that I know so much about golf simulators, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, drop me your questions in the comments. I'll answer every single one, either with a dedicated video or I'll answer in the comments myself. But if you made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you so much for sticking around with me. If you happen to get GSPro set up and you want to play some online rounds, I am totally willing to do so. I'm excited to build a community, so thank you for being here. Welcome to Unreal Golf, and I look forward to seeing you next time.